You've been watching Marvel Live at New York City Comic Con, which is presented, of course, by Marvel Contest of Champions.
Contest of Champions.
That
Own
was
it.
amazing.
Own it, Dustin.
That was amazing.
Thank you.
Everybody, obviously, Dan Slott is here, and we will commence a very exciting interview.
Yes, Dan, so
Done.
you're interviewing someone special tomorrow.
What? Oh, my God.
Ah!
If you come back here tomorrow at Marvel Live, Sunday morning, we are, this is like dream come true. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, the doctor. Wait.
Amazing.
Oh, I'm so ready.
To see you geek out?
No, this is the
I love
correct,
it.
the new Sonic.
I love it.
New Sonic.
I love it.
Ooh. All the way from England.
So you're a busy man.
Yes.
Your Fantastic Four is back in our hearts, back in our hands. Like, what was your reaction when you found out you were writing it?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Give it to me now. I want all the toys. None for anyone else. Me. No, it's great. This is like growing up as a kid. FF was the first superhero comic I ever read.
Right.
My cousin lent me his copies of the Galactus trilogy.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that
beautiful.
was, yeah. That's how I started reading Marvel. That's how I started reading superheroes. Like, as a kid, whenever I'd have an idea for a story, it would be like I'd go in the file, go in your notebook. It would be for Spider-Man, someone from our distinguished competition, or the Fantastic Four. There was like these 3 files, and it was like, yeah, okay. Do I have an idea for like, I don't know, like a Black Widow story? Sure. But no, I got like Spider-Man, Fantastic Four.
Oh.
I've been dying to do this
Right.
forever.
Well, it's pretty exciting. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I was at my local comic book shop, and there was like a little save the date announcement.
Ooh, we are going to have a Fantastic Four wedding.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
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 Oh boy.
And I promise you, I swear to God, we are not going to do a bait and switch like with Kitty Pryde. You are going to get an actual wedding, beginning, middle, end. There will be a marriage. There's no Skrulls. No Skrulls, no robots, no time travel, no superhero shenanigans or nonsense. It's a real wedding. Ben and Alicia will get married.
The thing is going to clobber the glass.
Yes, we've already seen the beautiful cover by Carlos Pacheco that's for the Fantastic Four wedding special. That'll have a short story by me and the lead feature by Gail Simone. Domino's Gail Simone. Everyone should be reading Domino. Read Domino. Gosh, and we're going to have a triple-sized Fantastic Four number 5, which with legacy number is 650. Wow. And that is going to have art by one of our Fantastic Four artists, Aaron Cooter, is going to be doing the bridging sequence and the big wedding story.
Amazing.
And then the first story, which is going to feature how Sue was a secret matchmaker for Ben and Alicia. And that's going to be drawn by my Silver Surfer pal, Mike Allred.
Oh, my gosh.
And then the middle story is Reed is failing as his duties as best man, and Johnny Storm steps up to do the bachelor party.
What?
And that is going to be penciled, inked, and colored by Adam Hughes. It's amazing.
That's epic.
Gorgeous.
So you just got out of your 10-year run with Spider-Man.
10 and a half.
10 and a half. 10 and a half years.
Yes.
What? So many questions, but Superior Spider-Man is coming out in December.
He's back.
He is back.
He's back. And my Superior Spider-Man co-writer at times, Chris Gage, is writing him, and it's fantastic. You get to see Anna Maria and the guys at Horizon, and what's Otto doing under his new alias of Elliot Tolliver.
Yep.
And all kinds of craziness. And it's going to be taking part in Spider-Geddon and launching into that. It's going to be great.
That's amazing. What was it like creatively to switch gears, Instead of dealing with, basically one hero, now you're dealing with 4 plus kids, plus wives, plus girlfriends, plus, it's not just swinging around New York. Sure, Spider-Man's been all over.
And Repulsor Rays. And
yep.
Everybody at Stark Unlimited and Joe Costa and Rhodey and
the Wasp now.
The Wasp is in the book as the love interest. The difference between writing Spider-Man and writing Iron Man and Fantastic Four is I get to write everything sequentially. Because for Spider-Man, to have the book come out on time, we worked with multiple artists, and I'd be writing, chapter 1 of one story for someone and chapter 2 of the next story for somebody else and another story down the road for somebody. It would be like, it was crazy. It was like being on the OK Go treadmills. and like jumping from story to story and having to keep track of all of it. And now I just get to sequentially tell stories in order. Oh my God. So if you liked everything I was doing in Spider-Man, that was me like while spinning plates and time traveling. This is me like, I get to sit down and tell chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3.
Have you gotten a chance to play Marvel Spider-Man on PS4?
I got to be there for the initial meeting.
Yes.
And I think my greatest contribution to the game was they didn't want to have Aunt May in it at all because they said she is old and wrinkly and it is hard to animate an old wrinkly person because for the budget, you could animate 8 non-wrinkly people.
Wow.
And they said, we'd rather animate 8 more characters. I'm like, no, forget those 8 characters. I didn't say forget. But I was like, forget them. I want Aunt May. You need Aunt May. She can't just be a voice on a phone. We got to see her, especially if you're doing Mr. Negative and the Feast Center.
Feast Center.
I need Aunt May. And they're like, oh, but she's so old. I'm like, Marissa Tomei wasn't that old.
Right.
And just make her in her 50s, less wrinkly. And all right. So there you go. Because of me, Aunt May's in that game. Everything else is Chris Gage and all the wonderful guys at Insomniac. But I got to go in early and see like Mr. Negative running around. I'm like, oh my God.
It was your creation.
Cool. A co-creation.
Co-creation, yes.
Comics, you always co-create. So, yeah.
I think you really just gave the best review of Marvel Spider-Man on PS4, which was, oi.
Oi, oi.
It's this. You haven't seen a Spider-Man game like this. I worked on Shattered Dimensions in the past and helped out on other things, but it was like, it's real. And that's like New York, and it's gorgeous, next-gen graphics, and you can go anywhere, and you can see, you don't have to come to New York anymore. Just play the game.
As a matter of fact, don't.
Just walk around. You'll get through that New York faster than this New York. Did you see the crowds? It's crazy.
I was actually walking back to my hotel, and I was just like, if only, seriously, truly, I could thwip. I would be so silent. I would be above all of this, you know.
Get cut through traffic. It would be. There's a YouTube of a guy playing the game, and then he pauses, and then he looks outside his window, and it's the same. Yeah. And you're like, wow, they put the work in.
It's true. It's really true.
Especially the Wakandan embassy looks authentic. It looks just like the Wakandan embassy in Manhattan.
So it's on the east side, right?
Yeah.
So speaking of putting the work in, how did you get started with Marvel? Because I think a lot of people, people come into my DMs and say, can you get me a job? And I'm like, no.
I got in so long ago, they figured out the way I got in, and they have sealed that crack. No one is getting in the same way.
Like a kaiju?
A reverse prison break. I got in through the college internship program, which is great. If you're a college student, you want to work for Marvel, apply for the college internship. It's a great way to meet people and learn how comics are made. But I got in after I graduated from college. I lied. So lie and break into Marvel. So I was the intern who didn't have to leave, and they offered me a staff job, and they went, we want to give you this job, but you have to go back to college. I'm like, I lied. Here's like my diploma. And they went, oh, here's a job. So that's how, and by making all those contacts and knowing all those people, I eventually was able, that freelance work, and yeah. But that's how I broke in, was lying.
What did you go to college for? Like lying?
Yes.
For lying.
I went through a lying academy. No, theater arts, which is like lying. You're pretending to be a different person. Theater, for playwriting and screenwriting and art, studio art. So everything you kind of need to act through the characters and tell the stories. But that's, and now whenever someone applies for the college internship at Marvel, they have to fill out tons of paperwork.
And it's all because of you.
Because of me.
It's like the slot rule.
It is, it's decades later.
Paperwork at May.
Yeah, they still have to do it because of me. So there you go.
So the last issue for Tony Stark, for Iron Man, whose idea was it that the motorcycle turned into a suit?
When you're working with Valerio Schiti, you can just throw anything at him and it'll be amazing.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted, at one point in an early draft, I was like, I need him to get on the armor. Do I need him to get, I'm like, he's got a Vespa. It's Tony. He'll just wrap around him. I just wrote that into the script. It wraps around him. Make a new suit of armor based around a Vespa. And it's the best armor.
I was like, what?
I want the toy.
I want it all.
He sends in Valerio sends in his sketch designs. And our take on Iron Man together is if you're Tony Stark, you don't have one suit of armor. Yeah. Every day you wake up and you're like, oh, that's old. I want the new things. So we're always new armor, and it's so much fun.
Speaking of costumes, Dan, I don't know if you know this, but you're actually judging the cosplay competition, and you must leave.
Next,
You
yes,
must go
I
now.
must go to judge the marble contest.
There's an exclamation point.
Oh
on
my
that.
God, I have to do this now.
All right. Well, Dan, thank you for being here.
Thank you
first
so
off.
much.
Thanks, Josh. Thanks, Justin.